The following Let's Play has been rated perfectly fine to watch. Any attempts to break the game are for entertainment value only. However, if any typos happen to be found, Mwahaha! Hello everyone! Welcome back to this game! When we last left off, we have reached stage 813. Wow, 13 stages. You know, I don't think any Mario game has had 13 stages. And looking at it, it's going to go to stage 14, 15, 8, 16. 16 stages? Yeah, that doesn't normally happen in a Mario game. I think the only Mario game that comes close is Super Mario Bros. 3. Because World 6 has like stage 610, and that doesn't include the fortresses and the airship. Also, at the end of the last episode, I said I wanted to do a little bit of artsy stuff, and I decided to do some artsy stuff. And I wound up creating this mess of pixels. Yeah. I gotta say, it is very difficult drawing anything halfway decent using the directional pad of the Super Nintendo controller. If you really want to create a nice border, you gotta use the Super Nintendo mouse, which I don't have. In the Super Game Boy Player's Guide, they actually showed off a couple of really nice borders. I wish I had scans of those. So it's possible to create something nice with the Super Game Boy border custom thing. Even though you don't have very many colors, you only have these and you can't change the shade of them. As you can see, I did draw over the screen some. Let's see, let me explain what we got here. We got Mario in a plane flying out to this Easter Island statue with really long legs. Yeah, that's what it's supposed to be, an Easter Island statue. And then down here we have a purple whale with a polka dotted tail. And he's spraying water. I got a decent amount of the screen obscured. I got a couple clouds that will obscure the amount of time I have and the amount of lives I have. As well as this thing has this big honker covering the right side of the screen there. A bunch of the bottom of the screen is covered up, so I can't quite see what is ground and what is not. And of course this whale is definitely going to be covering up things. So yeah, this option is what I use in order to cover up the screen. I didn't want to cover up too much because I figured I didn't want to have too much of a mess. I mean, this is already pushing this right here, this water spray and stuff. This is the erase option. I'm not really going to use it. Basically, it makes creates a rainbow effect. I might show off a little bit of it after I go through the following stages. The downside of this custom border thing here is this lineup of all the stuff, all your options at the bottom is under this green box. The green box doesn't go away, so you wind up with the bottom of the screen looking like that all the time. You can't really be helped. Anyway, now that that explanation is out of the way, let's go ahead and start these stages with this mess of a screen. I'm glad I'm only doing it for these 4 stages, because that's an eyesore. I am not an artist. Oh, hey, look at back there. You know that tower that I mentioned that we saw at the cutscene as we left the iceberg, and it's been sitting at the top right corner of the screen? Well, there's the tower. As we're going to go through this 4 stages, that tower is going to be appearing closer and closer in the background. I do not know what's down there. Excuse me while I make sure that there is something down there. Oh, that is the bottom of the screen. Well, that explains why I don't know what's down there. It's lava! Well, I'm glad I put that platform there. Oh. Yeah, I need to make a platform. Oh yeah, that reminds me. In a roundabout sort of way. I wanted to talk about Zelda. So, Link to the Past. I was saying that I had never played Link to the Past except for like a short bit of a demo in a Walmart. Well, The kiosk was kind of interesting, actually. You know how most kiosks it's this special casing where the TV and the game system is in a case, and the controller is like on this bungee cord sort of thing. Well, not really a bungee cord, more like a plastic covering, so you can't take the controller anyway. This particular controller, this particular system was actually out in the open on a table, so that was kind of interesting. Anyway, now I was talking about Link's Awakening and how it appeared in the Super Game Boy Player's Guide. It was because of that entry that I did not find myself interested in Zelda for a long time until Ocarina of Time, because the segment in the Player's Guide talked about dungeons. It's like, dungeons? That doesn't sound fun. Not to mention, wow, this obscuring stuff is gonna be obscurable, isn't it? Right, I know what I need to do. I need to get those blocks all the way down, so I can jump up across the pits at the bottom. No! So anyway, talk about dungeons, and plus the game didn't look that great. This was before the Game Boy Color incarnation of Link's Awakening, of course, so the game kind of looked ugly to me. Oh, not! Gosh! Ah! That's what I get for saying it's ugly. But it was! Hey, look, the tower's closer. You can actually see the door. See? That tower is pretty important. Did I mention that the tower is where the final battle is going to take place? Yep. Anyway, I want to do that, right? Yeah, I want that so that I can actually... Oops. I'm not going to get caught by those fireballs. I'm not going to get caught by those fireballs. Or are they seeds? Okay, that was almost bad. I am surprised I did not die there. Anyway, I didn't become interested in Zelda until Ocarina of Time. Because at that point I started getting interested in RPGs thanks to Super Mario RPG. Oh, I know how to get that. Thanks to Super Mario RPG, and it's like, oh, I tried to avoid it and I failed. And as I was looking at the information on Ocarina of Time in the Nintendo Power... Well, in Nintendo Power. And it's like, you know, the way this talks about towns and talking to people and stuff, this sounds like an RPG. I should totally get that. And I wound up being hooked on Zelda after that point. Ugh, I couldn't dodge it. I think I need to be a bit more patient there. Look at that, I'm down to 91 lives. Well, I lost some of them because I was on the playing screen in a level while I was doodling this So, anyway. So that got me interested in Zelda, and then Link's Awakening finally came out, and let me try that again. It came out for the Game Boy Color, and that kind of interested me, and I wound up getting it because it sounded interesting. But with the enhancements and the fact that it had a special dungeon only available on Game Boy Color. How did that hit me? And yeah, so on the Game Boy Color, and I got the Game Boy Color edition of Link's Awakening, and I gotta say, that game was really fun. And kinda cute. The story was interesting, like one of my favorite parts was taking Malon to... How many times have I died to that? Well, I'm under 90 lives. What did I start at? So, yeah. One of my favorite parts of Link's Awakening was the part where you take Malon, I think was her name, off to the animal village, and that was kind of fun. Then I tried Link to the Past. I gotta say, that game is incredibly overrated, and I don't know why people make such a big deal out of it. am I doing here? Oh, that's what I'm doing here. The thing about Link's Awakening is, yeah, the gameplay is nice, the dungeons are well designed. Are you kidding me? You know, I think this border is just cursed. It's an eyesore, it's distracting me. I'm gonna use it anyway. Alright, there we go. I guess I go back this way. I don't want to take the drop over there, because it might kill me. So anyway, the Link to the Past, yeah, it's kind of interesting. The dungeons are well designed and all that. My problem with it is, it's only about the dungeons. You exit one dungeon, and you're like, okay, well, I got the talisman, time to go into the next dungeon. And there's like nothing happening in between. I'm missing something. There we go. Gotta open that back up. So, yeah, that's my problem with it. You go out of one dungeon straight into the next, and compared to Ocarina of Time, which, again, is my first Zelda experience, my first full Zelda experience, that game was epic. The dungeons were well designed in that, I think, but also, you had all the crap, don't... Oh! Anyway, Ocarina of Time, the story was epic, and it's like you go out of one dungeon, then story stuff happens, and some of the story stuff might have not been important, but at least stuff happened, unlike Link's Awakening, where you just go to... not Link's Awakening, Link to the Past, where you just go from one dungeon straight into the next. I forgot the hat. You die. Thank you. I'll get that hat. I hope this isn't a bad idea. It wasn't a bad idea, yay! So that's why I think that Link to the Past is overrated. There's just nothing happening. I mean, you get to certain points, yeah, you get through the third... you find the Master Sword, that's important, and then you're back to not enough stuff happening. It's like dungeon after dungeon, and that bores me. I want stuff happening in between. It's one reason why I don't like the Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons games. A lot of times nothing happens, and when stuff does happen, it's usually really stupid and boring. Link's Awakening, it had charm. And that's why I like Link's Awakening, even though it's a lesser game than Link to the Past in some ways. That entire explanation took this whole level, or rather, this whole level took that entire explanation. So, yeah. Ocarina of Time, probably my favorite of the Zelda games. I don't know, I also like Twilight Princess. It's like on equal ground. Sure, Twilight Princess has some issues, like certain puzzles, or certain items you get only are useful in the dungeon you find them. And of course, a lot of it was a repeat of... what was I saying? Crap, that was almost bad. Darn, you know, I was hoping that way I was going to be obscuring those blocks floating across the lava, but... oh well. I want that purse. Oh, I thought I was going to roll. I was prepared to back off from the ledge as I rolled. Alright, hey, we're getting even closer to the tower. Actually, on this screen, it looks like you're actually entering the tower, but no, it's still in the distance. Which makes you wonder, what is the door going into? Let's try that again. There you are. Then we drop down here. Yeah, there we go. Give me another one. Give me another one. Crap, crap, crap. Ugh, that was almost bad. Bring me a flaming platform. Now, here's the fun part. These things sink. So you either gotta bounce on the slow one or the fast one. Pick your poison. I made it! I hope I made it. Alright. And that's the end of that level. That was nowhere near as bad as I thought it would be. The last level, on the other hand, was worse than I thought it would be. I thought it was this level that would give me trouble. Then again, that was largely on account of the whale that I thought was going to obscure the platforms. Alright. Which leaves one more thing. One more level. We're at the tower where the final boss is going to take place. So let's go ahead and... well, actually we're technically not at it. We're in front of it. There's the tower over there. And now we're going to be throwing boulder guys. Hey, thanks for killing that bird for me. I'm pretty sure there's death down there. That was easy. My gosh. Now, if you're playing this on the original Game Boy, I used to saw on the specs back there, and I thought those were like leaves falling or something, but no, that's us hopping on the plateaus and spires or whatever you want to call them. And now we're entering the tower. Boy, that's a lot of stages. And we're on to World... Polka Dotted Tail. What? I never said that World 8 was the final world. Anyway, this world, on the other hand, is, in fact, the final world. For real. Why do I say that? Oh, call it a hunch. Next time, we are going to start climbing the tower. And we are not going to have this border anymore. I am not an artist. Oh, and there's going to be a bonus video following this video showing this thing in progress as I worked on it. You know, now that I think about it, actually I thought about this earlier. Mario's hat looks more like a cowboy hat because it doesn't actually go, the top part doesn't go all the way back, and there's I think I missed a couple of brown specks. Anyway, yeah, that's the end of this video.